All right, you guys, what's going on? How you guys doing? I hope everybody had a great holiday. I mean, a lot of individuals I know don't celebrate certain holidays, but I wanted to, I'm always conscious and very, I'm always conscious of other people's beliefs and whoever believes in these different holidays. I'm always conscious of that, and I'm conscious of a lot of people that don't celebrate certain holidays. But I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving weekend, and I hope you guys. I mean, for me, I'm always very thankful to my family, and I'm always very thankful for my family, and thankful for all the different things that have happened for me over the year. That's what I do. It's just me personally. I thank the Creator for everything that I have, and for my health, and the love that I have with my family and things of that nature. So that's just me. But welcome to the Family Caffeine. This is the Monday call. My name is Eric Brent, and we're doing this call to share with you guys what is it about the Family Caffeine? Why the Family Caffeine? That's pretty much what this call is about on Mondays. We want to educate people as to what we're doing and why the Family Caffeine. Again, I want to welcome everybody to the call. I hope everybody, again, can hear me well. And I'm going to go through some of the things that makes this Family Caffeine journey a very, very interesting journey. We started this journey about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, actually. Miss Champagne is one of the original, her and her husband, Mr. Antonio Bay. They are some of the original Family Cash Machine core members. You guys will be welcome to be actually core members of the Family Cash Machine, core founding members, because we're now starting this journey. We've started a while ago. It has transformed into what it is now. It was at first just a meeting amongst meeting of the minds. We had quite a few people here, over 500 people around the world that we were teaching cryptocurrency to, and then we just started to morph more into a movement that was a conscious wealth movement to teach people more about what's going on in the world, which is really a great exchange of wealth happening right now around the globe, and a lot of people are not aware of what's going on. Okay, again, we are a group of people who are committed to and dedicated to elevating the consciousness of our people into the true knowledge of money, wealth, and the great exchange of wealth that is happening right now today, which will be the greatest exchange of wealth in history. Let me explain that statement to you guys. You guys notice this Family Cash Machine symbol. This is our logo. This is our logo, and you'll notice that this is a symbol of wealth. When you see most of the wealth symbols, you'll see a shield in there. And with our symbol, we have the king's crown right here sitting at the top, and the king is protecting. The king is producing. He's productive. But at the same time, the king, if you notice right here, you'll see the queen crown. And the queen is sitting on the gold. The queen is sitting on the money. She's protected divinely. That's what these reef it kind of symbolizes divinity. So the queen is divinely protected. Wow. And she's sitting on the gold. So, this is kind of a symbol, Family Cash symbol of generational wealth. We're about how do we create generational wealth. Now, I was reading something over the weekend that 70% of millionaires, by the time the second generation starts, they're broke. And also 95% of millionaires, by the time the third generation start, they're broke. So generational wealth is not being created, especially amongst the African-American community or indigenous people around the world, with the exception of not even 1%. When I did the book that we have, when you guys finish the book, when you guys finish the Phoenix course, which is free, if you guys sign up for the Phoenix course, it's a free course that the Family Caffeine has sponsored. And at the end of that course, you'll receive a book called The Greatest Exchange of Wealth in History. And then in that book, there's a research that was done on billionaires. There's over 22 billionaires, 2,200 billionaires in the world. And out of that 2,200 billionaires, that, I know you guys hear people say, well, there's 1% of the world that runs the world. It's not even 1%. 2,200 billionaires, not millionaires, billionaires. 2,200 is less than 0.2%. 0.2%, not even 1%, is in the billionaire club. That's why when they reach billions, it's such a big deal. Now, you don't have to be a billionaire to create generational wealth. No, no, no. At 50 million, your family should be secure to have generational wealth. Now, recently on Facebook, somebody put on my Facebook page, what is more valuable than money? And I was able to write about 8 or 9 things: knowledge, wisdom, understanding, finding your purpose in life, and things, so many different things, but it's definitely knowledge and wisdom and understanding. And if you have 50 million, or if you created 20 million in your family, and you guys have not understand, if you don't have the knowledge of money, then it definitely won't be any generational wealth created. Now, there's a book that I want to suggest you guys read called Our Kind of Money. Our Kind of People, Our Kind of People. And you'll see in that book, generational wealth has been created in the Black community since the Reconstruction period. There's a small group of us, and you guys might have called it the house nigga and the field negro, where you had the light-skinned ones who were able to become educated and things of that nature. Well, what happened after slavery was the normal, average African-American family ostracized these people. We kicked them out, we kind of ostracized them because they were like the privileged ones or whatever. But these individuals created their own little groups, and then they started to become senators and judges and doctors, and generations of these professions created generational wealth. And we have a small group of them who have isolated themselves, so you don't really see them. And again, like I said, when they first started, they were kind of like the light, bright, almost white type that could get by and fit through and make it through. So that's how that started. So we do have a small group right now of African Americans who have accumulated generational wealth, but they're kind of, isolated. You might have seen them on the movie Jumping the Broom, when you heard Angela Bassett say, well, we wasn't slaves, we owned slaves. And they were, I think, Creole background, a French background, which, as you saw the movie Angela Bassett was about my complexion, but I would imagine a couple of generations before her, they were a lot lighter, and even her husband was of the lighter skin. So if you read that book, you'll understand that we do have a very small elitist group that has isolated themselves away from our community. First, they were ostracized, and then they created their own little communities, the Jack and Jills and all this other stuff. It's an interesting history to read. But right now, today, we're talking about the family cap machine creating generational wealth at this time when you have some of the greatest technologies in the world being launched, and we have an opportunity for individuals to create wealth on a massive scale when you understand these different technologies and you understand money. Okay, that's the most important thing, that you understand money. So I want to make sure everybody is don't disturb you guys are paying attention to what we're going to get ready to go into real quick, so we can really break down to you guys what the family cap machine is about. And again, not just about generational wealth, but we're about understanding this great exchange of wealth that's happening right now in the world, and we're going to go more into. Now, if you guys know, understand what's happening with this whole coronavirus and this new normal, this is really conditioning your mind for more control, less rights, and actually the pretty much the canceling or the suspension of the Constitution. That's what's going on right now. Some serious things going on right now in the world, and coronavirus has changed the dynamics of business forever. And if you notice that the coronavirus, there have now kind of like isolated a lot of small businesses, and 2/3 of the world's employment is provided by small businesses. Remember that 75% of jobs in the world are provided by small businesses, not big businesses, small businesses. So the coronavirus is now closing down, and there have been a lot of small businesses forced to close under this. This is going to have huge, huge, huge economic ramifications around the globe, because now you got 75% of the world's job providers closed. And we haven't yet begun to see the negative effects of this. And this is happening right now. So also, people are scared of the virus. People are in their houses. They're being confined. They're being fed a lot of philosophies and theories, that are not scientifically true, and they have no way of cross-referencing this, because you got YouTube, you got Facebook. All of these people are pretty much suppressing information. And even though this virus is a real virus, we're not hearing anybody really talking about the immune system. And when you go on Facebook and talk about the immune system, they'll suppress your videos, or they'll cut your videos out. If you go talk about vitamin C, if you talk about different antioxidants, they'll cut your video out, because they'll say, well, that has nothing to do with coronavirus. It has everything to do with it. I'm not saying that strengthening your immune system will stop coronavirus or stop you from having it. No, but it could give you a lesser case of it. It could build up your tolerance level to where it doesn't affect you as hard as other people. So the immune system is definitely something very, very important that I don't see a lot of doctors talking about. They're just talking about the virus, and they're not, really preparing people with the knowledge of how to strengthen their bodies. And so this actually prevents a big opportunity for home-based business, this whole coronavirus thing, because with people not going out, with people being laid off or being forced to stay at home, this is really creating a huge, huge opportunity for home-based business industries. The Family Cash Machine predicted that the home-based business will spike. We predicted this a while ago, a year ago, when this epidemic first started, because when we had the 2008 recession, it created a huge spike in multi-level marketing companies, affiliate-based companies, and things of that nature. And so we're looking at this time right now when, like I said, working from home is really becoming very necessary, because you guys, a lot of jobs are depleting right now. The economy was crashing actually before the coronavirus. And so people are going to be forced to pretty much recreate themselves, recreate their thinking, recreate their approach of business in general. And so many companies are actually inspiring their employees to stay home. I know my daughter has a job where she's basically working from her house now, and she's still working for the company. So a lot of companies are actually kind of like creating this mindset to work at home. So I think it's to the public's benefit to just learn on their own how they can go into their own home-based business and just create their own income, because there's so many different ways out there now to do that. And this could become a good thing as home-based businesses accelerate. Millions and millions of Americans over the last 10 years have been forced to do home-based businesses or figure out how to make money from their home. Now, I don't want to just say home-based business, but figure out how to make money on your own from your home. It's the best of both worlds. One of the reasons why I like doing appraisals, when I was doing appraisals, I'm not doing them anymore, was the fact that I didn't have to stand in one spot all day. Like when I was a barber cutting hair, I made decent money, but I basically stood in one spot every day. So as a real estate appraiser, I was able to go do an inspection, see different homes, but I did the bulk of my work at home in my living room. I had an office, and I would do most of my work, hours of work in my living room. It was the best of both worlds because I was able to spend time with my kids. I was able to plan things around their schedule. I was, and that was wonderful for me, to be able to be so engaged and involved with their activities and still be able to make money. So this is a day and age where you really want to learn more ways that you can make money at home. And a Family Cash Machine has created one of the very strong economic platform where you guys can earn money from your home and you can engage in a way to where you can actually make some real serious income here. So I'm going to go into home-based businesses a little bit because I know for a fact there's over 485 different tax write-offs that you can have with a home-based business. That's powerful. That's powerful. 485 different tax write-offs that you have with a home-based business. And so we can go into detail with it. It can get very sophisticated. You can basically write off everything that you've been doing, whether it was business meetings, whether you had luncheons, whether you had, you could be going to lunch with your wife every day. That could be a business meeting. You guys could be actually talking about business. So the things that you do every day, you can write off. Your children's cell phones. Your children can be on your payroll. Hell, your children can be the ones that schedule your webinars. How about that? Your children can be the ones, and whatever it is you want to employ them with, you can employ them. But guess what? They're getting employed by the corporation, but guess what? Because they're still minors, you as the parent would have to supervise their income, of course, right? So you can take that and all the money that you spend on their tennis shoes, that you spend on their cell phone bill, that you spend on the cell phone themselves, because sometimes kids lose their phone or break their phone. And a lot of us have insurance, but they may be $100 deductible or whatever for the new phone, because those phones are pretty expensive. I'm pretty sure you're not getting a phone for free from the insurance. You usually have to pay a deductible. All of this can be written off. The stuff wrote off, the stuff that you're doing anyway, the money that you have to spend anyway, you can write that off. And so it can get very sophisticated, but it can actually help you from being audited and having your own business. Home-based business just gives you more control and it gives you more creativity, okay, over things that happen. Okay, so the family cash machine, I want to just quickly go through some of the major disruptions that happened in the world. And a lot of people don't realize that disruption means a redistribution of wealth. Disruption is not bad. So when you hear the word disruption, people think, oh, I don't want to be a part of a disruption. You don't want to be a part of those that's being disrupted, but you do want to be a part of the disruption. You want to be the disruptor and not the disruptee. You don't want to be disrupted, no, but you do want to be a part of a disruptive technology or a disruptive industry, because that's where the money is at, okay? Because like I said, I'm noticing several different disruptions that happen. Of course, we know it was television. The television pretty much disrupted radio. Radio was there before television, and people used to listen to radio. But when the television came out, it pretty much disrupted the radio industry, which was a huge, huge entertainment industry. And then we had the internet. Of course, the internet, and I'm doing a lot of jumping here because there's probably more disruptions than this, but these are 11 ones that I really focus on. The internet was a major, major, major disruption because you have a situation now where information is more readily available. You have a situation now where individuals now could pay for their airplane tickets online. They could pay for items online. We had the emails that came out, and emails were pretty much disrupted the mail system. Several post offices around the world closed down because of emails. Now people don't write letters as much as they do. The only persons that you get letters from is probably bill collectors. And a lot of times you can pay your bills online, and you can have your bills submitted to you through email as well. But they still go ahead and mail bills out a lot. But the email disrupted a lot of the mail system. Then you have the cell phones. Mobile phones was a major disruption. I remember we had those pay booths everywhere, pay phone booths all over the place. And, they had beepers. Everybody had beepers at one time. Well, cell phones pretty much put those companies out of business. Those companies are gone. But those companies, there's a few companies, beeper companies, I think, with hospitals, a few, they still got beepers there. Some services do have beepers, but beepers are almost obsolete right now. It was disrupted by the mobile phones. And so then we had Napster, which came and disrupted the record industry. The record industry was majorly disrupted by digital downloads. Then we had and like I said, I went through this before, that they used to have all these record stores everywhere, and people were buying records from record stores. And now we don't have that. We don't have these record stores because people basically download their music. Then you had the iPod came out. That really became very disruptive, because then you had the iPhone and the iClouds and, you know, iMusic and all this other stuff that has just disrupted the total record industry. And billions and trillions of dollars have been redistributed to these other companies, such as, you know, like I said, iPods and iPhones and, you know, all the SoundClouds and all this stuff. You know, then we had Netflix, of course. Social media was a huge one. E-commerce. A lot of people don't realize, and I remember when Amazon, a lot of people don't realize, crashed. Amazon crashed in the dot-com era. They crashed. They had thousands of employees and they crashed. It was a flop. Okay, and so it rebirthed itself. And now I guarantee some of the people who were with Amazon and were in it in the beginning, they left and it crashed. And I guarantee some of those same people are using Amazon right now. But it actually crashed in the beginning. Then we have Uber. We know Uber disrupted the taxi company. Uber became one of the biggest taxi companies in the world, and they don't even have any cars. Now they got cars, but in the beginning, they had no cars. Total different concept. It disrupted the entire industry. So what does that mean? I'm going through this for a reason. I'm going through this list for a reason. The reason I'm going through this list is I want you guys to understand wealth is never destroyed. It only transfers hands. So when you have a huge disruption of an industry like Uber, Airbnb, these are the ones you guys can really see right now. Okay, Uber, it disrupted the taxi companies. They came with cheaper prices, and the cars come within 2-3 minutes. Bam, 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 they're there. I've been in Paris, I've been in Dominican Republic, I've been in London, I've been to Spain. Everywhere I went, Italy, you can call Uber and bam, it's there within 15 minutes. Not even 10 minutes sometimes. It's there. 5 minutes, 3 minutes. It is very, very disruptive to the cab industry. You know, and I've seen some cab drivers lately with cabs, and they got Uber or Lyft in their window. And I'm not mad at them. You know, you can't beat them, join them. But at first, they were fighting this technology. They were at the airport. They were boycotting. Oh, airport, please don't let Uber in. And now Uber's in. So instead of them fighting this technology, why not be a part of the disruption? Okay, don't be the disruptee, be the disruptor. Okay, so again, Uber made $40 billion as of last year or something. And again, like I said, the first 5 or 6 years, they had no cars. It was just, they had the largest taxi company with no cars. They basically, you know, used other people's cars. Very, very disruptive technology. Then we have Airbnb. We all know who they disrupted. The hotel industry took a big hit from Airbnb. I like Airbnb. I can go and stay in places and I have more privacy. Okay, I have my own house or my own condo. I can be in a penthouse. It is oh my God, I love Airbnb. And then if you know, it's a different credit system. It's really starting a whole different credit system. The online services like Airbnb and Uber, they're starting a different credit industry. Think about it. You leave comments, you leave testimonies of the people who stayed in your place, and they leave testimony and comments about your place. That's kind of a different type of rating system than, you know, quote unquote credit. This can actually morph into something else. And think about that. It can morph into a whole different type of social type of crediting system or character. I want to say a character credit system where you're looking at the person's character, how they behave and how they treated your property or stuff like that. Or you can kind of tell people, oh, don't stay in this place because they got, you know, they got some unscrupulous activities. They got a bunch of prostitutes right across the street or whatever. You know, you know, people don't see that online. You don't see prostitutes standing in front of the place. You don't see that. You know, you see the nice picture of the place, you know, but when you get there, you might see something that you don't really like, and you can comment about it, you know, and people can be warned, stuff like that. But again, these are very disruptive technologies, and these digital technologies have actually redistributed wealth. Now we're going to get to the money. Money is being disrupted with this technology called blockchain technology. And this is what the family cash machine is all about. We're putting our people in position to be disruptors in this industry of cryptocurrency, which is disrupting money. It is a huge disruption. In fact, when you go set up a bank account right now, the banks ask you, are you doing cryptocurrency? Are you doing Bitcoin? They ask you that. They're very, very concerned about this technology. And now they're creating their own digital technology to try to counter this and to try to trick people into a centralized system, okay? It is very timely that we do what we're doing right now. Not only can we make a bunch of money, but we can actually save a lot of lives and impact a lot of people's lives, including ourselves, okay? I don't want to get too deep into how this is going to work, but I can say this. With blockchain technology, a decentralized ledger, imagine a decentralized ledger with no server, where no one can hack, a centralized server. It is a networks upon networks upon networks of people and people and people, and it is powered by the people, and no one can stop it. Wow. And everybody can see all the transactions that's going on, even though there's no names. You don't know who received this money and where it went to what spot in the world, but you can validate and verify that you got your money through the digital wallet that you have. You can validate and verify any transaction if you know the wallet and the person you sent it to. No one can lie or deceive you and say they didn't receive it. But with this technology, let's say we had a voting algorithm, which exists in the blockchain technology, we would already know who's the president of America. We wouldn't have to go through all of this losing ballots or recalculating ballots or burning ballots or misplacing ballots or recounting the ballots. We would already know in 15, 20 minutes. We would know within an hour. 430 million people around America could have voted, and within an hour, we would know who won, and nobody can cheat. Wow, that's a groundbreaking technology. That is an amazing technology. And it will alleviate a lot of corruption around the world because everybody can see. Everybody can see all the votes. There's no way you can cheat. There's no way you can double count votes. There's no way dead people can vote. See that? It's an amazing technology. So again, it's going to disrupt money, mainly what cryptocurrency was made for, okay? It was it is going to create one of the greatest exchanges of wealth in the world, because right now money is crashing. All the fiat currencies simultaneously are crashing right now. It's nothing new. This has happened time and time again throughout history. If you study the history of money, which we teach in the Founding Capital Machine, I've had economic classes and economic classes and economic classes as a commercial real estate appraiser, and they don't teach you the history of money. They don't teach you the history of central banks. They don't teach you the government's interaction and distribution of money. They don't. There's certain things they don't teach you. How money creates its value. They don't teach that. They don't teach you what sound money is, what currency, the difference between currency and money. They don't teach that. So in the Family Cash Machine, we're going to teach you all that. You're going to understand that stuff. It's very basic, but it's very profound to know. And it's very basic, but it's detrimental not to know. Because there's a lot of people right now in Dominican. I'm in Dominican Republic by way of Los Angeles. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm in Dominican Republic, and I can't count the amount of people that's here from Venezuela because the Venezuelan currency crashed. It crashed. And so if you guys go and watch right now little videos on Zimbabwe, Venezuelan, or even Germany, you'll understand hyperinflation. And you'll understand where we're at today and how this thing is going to hyperinflate as well. But it also represents a great exchange of wealth. As money is being disrupted, it's going to create a huge exchange of wealth for those that understand disruption. Now, the governments have their own mindset on how they're going to disrupt. And it's going to shift a lot of money to a small group of people. But those that understand that currency has no real value, it's not backed by gold anymore, it's not backed by silver, it's not really backed by anything, it's just them printing money, then you'll understand right now by them giving away $600 every week for EDD that's coming. They're going to be giving away more COVID emergency money. They're going to be giving away more business loans. They're going to be giving probably a universal basic income. Where's all this money coming from? So far, COVID, we've given over $7 trillion to the public, to help the public. But is it really to help the public? Temporarily, yes. But it causes hyperinflation because that $7 trillion was just printed. It was just printed. So what's going to happen is it's going to create this situation where you got more base cash out. And just like anything else, supply and demand. When you have a small supply of a product, the demand is higher, the price of that product is higher. When you have more of that product out, okay, the demand is not that much, and the price of that product comes down. It's the same with cash. If they put more cash in circulation, not to say money is no demand for money, but as you have more base cash out there, it forces the price and value of that commodity to go down. So this is what hyperinflation is. It's going to have more dollars to buy the same amount of thing. That's what's happening right now. This has been going on for quite a few years. It's been going on for quite a few years. I mean, I've been hearing about this for at least 20 years now, that the economy was going to crash. Now I'm actually understanding it. I'm really understanding how, okay? But again, like I said, somebody is making money at all times, and we want to be one of them. It doesn't matter what happens in the world. Somebody is going to get rich off of it. It's just all about what you know and how you position yourself, okay? Remember that. So, wealth is never destroyed. It only changes hands. Money is now about to be disrupted majorly. They got to disrupt money because there is no currency in the world, again, that is backed by anything solid of value. So it's just paper. It's just paper. And it's coming to a head. Okay, why the family cash machine? Why the family cash machine? First of all, the family cash machine is a movement. It's not just a company. We're creating a movement, you guys. A movement. Now, I'm going to say this. We do have an income back. We do have an income attached to this knowledge. I think one of the greatest products in the world that a person could have is knowledge. It's information, the right kind of information. And so our main product is knowledge. And it's a knowledge that our people don't have privilege to. It's the knowledge of trust funds, corporations, decentralized currencies. We never even heard of this stuff. We never even heard of decentralized currencies. And we're going to go into that kind of stuff and how this can actually save our families. And actually, like I said, wealth is never destroyed. It's just exchanges hands. So as all this money or currencies are going to be disrupted, those that understand disruption can position themselves for a huge exchange of wealth. I'm going to go into that in a minute. So the family cash machine, we're creating a movement. It's not just a company, it's a movement. I remember one time there was a movement created, and there was a guy I followed named Holton Buggs. And I followed Holton Buggs for a while. He's a network marketer, one of the top paid network marketers in the world, actually. And he went to sell coffee, and he lost me when he did that. When he went to go sell coffee, I was like, what is he doing? He's selling coffee? Like, what are you doing, man? Like, for real, how are you gonna make money with coffee? It was a company called Organo Gold. I know you guys remember. He fooled me. He fooled me. I was doing real estate at the time, but I was still watching this guy because he's a great motivational person. He's a great inspirational person, and he's a self-made millionaire. So of course he intrigued me. you know, and I watched him for a while, and he went from doing products, different products in network marketing to coffee. And I was like, hold up, Holton, what are you doing? I laughed. I thought he was crazy. But this guy was making $1 million a month on some damn coffee. And he created thousands of people in that company that were making $100,000, $200,000 a month with coffee. So he taught me a valuable lesson. It's not really about the product. It's about your presentation. It's about how you engulf yourself in your skill set. It's skill sets that you can create that can make you a bunch of money. Now, we're talking about money. We're talking about the knowledge of money. Our product is the knowledge of wealth, how to create wealth. Our knowledge is the knowledge of this great exchange of wealth that's happening right now. This great exchange and disruption of money is what we're teaching people, and how to position themselves. How valuable is that? Wow. How valuable is that? In a time, mind you, when they're trying to create this mark of the beast that they talk about in the Bible. I don't care if you believe in the Bible or not. It doesn't matter. The facts is the facts. Everything that they're talking about in the book of Revelation is right in front of your eyes right now. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. If I was in court and I went with the Bible and the book of Revelations, and I talked about what Bill Gates was doing, and I talked about what the Federal Reserve is doing, and I talked about what the IMF is doing, and I talked about what Jerome Powell is doing, it lines up beautifully. It lines up beautifully. I can make my case, period. Whether you believe the Bible or not, I can make my case. It will be very hard for you to call me a conspiracy theorist with all the stuff that's happening right now. Very difficult, okay? So it's relevant for the Family Cash Machine to be on point. How important is our product? Why Family Cash Machine? Now, it's beautiful that not only can you be on point today, not only could you inspire your people and teach your people and bring them out of that market of beast, you can get paid for it. Wow. You can get paid for it too. And we're not going to go into all the money today, but on Wednesdays, we go into the money, how the money is being made. It's dynamic what we put together. It took us 3 years to put this together. It didn't come overnight. Okay, so again, let's go more into it. The Family Cash Machine will teach you the secrets of money, how to create generational wealth. It's not hard, you guys. It is not hard. I'm going to do a video sometime this week. I'm probably going to go Wednesday. I'll go live. And I want to do a video, and I want to show you guys all the athletes that made over 100 million, 50 million, all the football players, all the basketball players, all the entertainers, all the groups even that made serious money. And they got shut down by the IRS because they didn't understand money. Or they spent too much and didn't understand passive income, didn't understand how to structure their trust funds, didn't understand simple, basic wealth secrets, and they went broke. So we could definitely build generational wealth with the knowledge, not the money, with the knowledge. It's possible. We don't have the knowledge. We get the money. We get the money. We don't get the knowledge, okay? So that's what the Family Cash Machine is about, is creating a platform and an environment where people can get that knowledge, okay? Because we make money. Our people is good hustlers, okay? We will teach you decentralization, cryptocurrency. We will teach you some Forex. We're going to make sure we have some Forex courses available for you. We'll point you in the right directions of what courses you can take, because we're not licensed Forex people, but we will point you in the direction of where you can learn that, and which are the two most successful industries in the world. We're going to teach you guys trust funds, complex trust funds, corporations, of course, basic trust funds. And it's a lot of people that just think, I don't need to learn trust funds because I'm not rich. That is so far from the truth, that's not even funny. You could be an average working person and have a trust fund. You can go pay $400 right now on LegalZoom, and I'll walk you through it, setting up a trust fund, $400. And put the house in the trust fund. And let's say, Lord forbid, something happened to you, but something happens to you, your house in the trust fund, your kids don't have to argue over nothing. Everything is already set. If you got 3 kids, they get 33 1/3%. There ain't nothing to argue about. I've seen so many times when I've done appraisals where one sibling screwed the other siblings out their birthright. I've seen it several times. I could never do that. It's despicable to me. I got the same mother and father as my brother or sister. How do I feel like I have all the rights to the money and steal their birthright? But money changes people. I've seen it happen. Also, it protects you from probate. So many people, I've done appraisals on so many homes that these $1 million homes, once the parent dies, the matriarch or the patriarch dies, automatically the county comes in and grab it and they put it in probate. And we still ain't woke up to this trick. It's the biggest trick in the world. I did a video one time. I was feeling good. And I was at Manhattan Beach and I did a video about trust funds and corporations and probate. It was a 20-minute video, and I taught my people within 20 minutes how to save their properties from probate. Trillions of dollars could be disrupted from counties. Los Angeles County, King County, you name the counties, they would be disrupted if everybody learned this. Mainly our people learn this because we're the ones that suffer from this mostly. When I got my trust fund, the attorney came to my house. He said, welcome to the 3% of black people to get a trust fund. I was like, damn. For real? 3%. So you got 97% of our people getting exploited by the county, by the state. When their matriarch or patriarch died, they come in and they put the property in probate because it was in their name. See, this is the game. Don't put nothing in your name. We're going to teach you this stuff in the family caption. This is what our course is about. But these are the more upper courses. You're not going to get that on the lower levels because first we got to get you in the mindset to make money. See, it's a mindset to make money. It's a mindset. If you don't believe you can make money, if you don't understand money, if you don't understand how money being made today, you're going to have a difficult time making money. But once we get you in the mindset of making money and understanding the history of money and how money works, what money is, the difference between money and currency, the history of money, once you start understanding all that and then you start making money, now you need to start learning these secrets about money. Now you need to start learning, how to protect your money. Okay. But again, back to this process. They come in, they seize the property, and the attorneys have to come in and do their thing. And they want 30% off the bat. They want 30% of the property value. So let's say we got $1 million house. Let's start with $1 million. The parents bought their house back in the 50s or 40s, and now the house is worth $1 million. Okay, well, 300,000 got to go to the attorneys. Well, guess what? We don't have 300,000. So we got to put the house up for sale. We put the house up for sale, and now we got to pay probate tax because that's something that pops up when you pass and the property in your name. You got to pay probate tax. In order to pay that probate tax, the death tax, the county tax, the property tax, you need attorneys. Attorneys want 30%. We eating away at the equity. See that? We eating away at the equity. So now we got to sell a property. We might walk away with half of that. Okay, and we break bread with all of the siblings. They split the money up. Guess what? Most of them go buy Cadillacs or Mercedes, and they spend the money because they don't really understand money. They understand how to spend money, but they don't really understand how to make money, or how to grow money, or how to create passive streams of income. So they all go spend that, and then we start all over again. Next generation. So we have had the opportunity a long time ago to create generational wealth. If we accumulated these properties over the years and years and years, properties. Anybody know anything about real estate can tell you real estate is probably one of the easiest ways to amass generational wealth. Hands down. But if we keep starting over and over and over again, so like I said, generational wealth is not a hard thing to do if you understand money. I want to keep making that clear. It's not a hard thing to do. We've actually, kind of messed up generational wealth over and over again. Okay, so we'll teach you those things. We'll teach you about money, things that's not taught in school, colleges. We're going to teach you, how to be a laptop or a cell phone CEO. Wow, how would you like to be a laptop or cell phone CEO, where you guys are actually able to make money while you're traveling? That's the lifestyle you want. You don't want to be struggling every day, working paycheck to paycheck, and half of your money going to taxes automatically. This is what people don't see. They don't see this part. They don't see the part that you're working your ass off, and then half your money is already going to taxes. How will you ever become wealthy like that? You'll never become wealthy like that. And so the best of both worlds is to be able to make money while you're on your laptop, while you're on your cell phone. You're traveling, you're seeing the world, you're experiencing things, and you're making money at the same time. This is what the Family Cap Machine is about. Okay? All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I don't want to go through everything. I've been talking for a long time. I want to keep these things short. I don't want to bore you guys. Okay, the Family Cap Machine is creating a wealth community, discovering powerful trust funds that is designed to protect the family assets and advance the family into generational wealth. Okay, the Family Cap Machine, one of the reasons you want to join us and be a part of this movement, it's not just a company, it's a movement. We had to make it a company because as you guys are exploring these things and learning different things, we want to make sure you get paid. It just makes sense. Why would you spend all this time to learn all this stuff and you broke and you don't have no money? That doesn't make sense. That's not attractive to anybody. Okay, man, you know all this stuff about money, but you broke. What good is it doing you? But if you know all this stuff about money and you bouncing, beaming, shining, and gleaming, guess what? Everybody else want to know what you know. See? So that's just how it is. You have to be a reflection of what you teach. You have to be a reflection of what you're saying out your mouth. You have to be walking and walking, talking and talking at the same time. So the Family Cap Machine has the mindset training that will put you in a position to utilize decentralization in a manner where governments and financial institutions will not be able to disrupt your family pursuit towards financial freedom. Again, like we said, the way we're going to train you guys, when the IRS decides to audit you and they get your paperwork and they look at it, they're going to smile and say, she knows what she's doing. Oh, they know you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, they're going to have a field day and rip you a new butthole, and they're going to have so much fun taking all your stuff. And you're going to be sad, 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 and it ain't going to be nothing you can do because they freeze your stuff and ask questions later. That's how they operate. Good luck with that because they're like pirates when they come in. They're like vandals. They come in and just take everything and watches off your arm, everything. I've seen them go to Tony Braxton's house and take pictures off the wall. Lamps, all kind of stuff. They went to Red Fox funeral and took rings off his finger because my friend was married to his daughter. I see the brother laughing, but hey, man, it's serious. This is a game that we cannot afford not to know. Money. It's a game we cannot afford not to know. There's so many scenarios I can show you guys over and over again. Well, we lost, man. We lost our wealth. We lost our money. Sammy Davis Jr. died broke. And I'm so upset when I look at that because he taught the Rat Pack how to sing. He taught the Rat Pack how to tap dance. What's his name? Frank Sinatra. He taught him how to look cool with the cigarette. Sammy Davis did that. Don't get it twisted. Sammy Davis taught them how to tap dance and sing, and Jerry Lewis and Peter Lawford. All them dudes learned from Sammy Davis Jr. Let's get it right. Let's deal with it. But they didn't look out for him because Jerry Lewis died with money. Jerry Lewis still got money. Frank Sinatra had big money. They could have advised him with some financial advisors, man. How much was they really looking out for that brother? Let's keep it 100. They knew of financial advisors. They knew about money. They had financial planners. But nobody shared that with Sammy. And Sammy gave them the game. He gave them the entertainment game, how to entertain. Okay? But they didn't really teach him about money. They could have called some financial planners and said, hey, Sammy, you need to use this person. You need this person to look over your estate. You need this person. They let Sammy buy all the gold and diamonds and cars and look like a fool, but they never really put him in the game of money. Look at this for what it is. So it's time for our people to understand the game of money. This is the real game. This is the game that rules the world. It rules the medical industry. It rules the educational industry. Every industry in the world is determined by money, even politics. So why we not know that? Why we not know the game of money? It's the thing that rules everything in the world. Now, I'm not saying that we should just be about money, because we're spiritual with the Family Cap Machine. We're spiritual too. I think that everybody here that came to this call is here for a reason. I feel and I believe in my heart we're building something very powerful, that's divine, that's going to help a lot of people to impact lives in a way where they're not going to get caught up in this bull crap. They're going to see it, and they're going to be able to capitalize off of it because they'll understand how to move and how to position themselves. And they'll be in a position to catch this huge exchange of wealth. So it's a day and time now where you got to do two things. You're going to either be disrupted and messed up in the game, or you're going to learn this and capitalize off what's happening. It's just that simple. It's at a time right now where you don't really have a choice. Okay, so I do believe, like I said, we're all brilliant minds that come together. I'm not a person who's teaching you guys. I'm not a person who's raising you guys. God is raising the people right now. God is bringing the people together. The Most High is bringing us all together. I'm just flashing the light over here, over here. That's all I'm doing. You guys are actually being raised for this moment. You were born for this moment. I believe that. I believe that the conscious people are coming together right now. That's it. I'm just a vessel. I'm just a vehicle. Like I said, shining the light, and then, oh, there go the light over there. Let's go. Ooh, and everybody go into that light, and then you guys will be lights as well. It's a lot of knowledge if you look at the universe. If you just look at the nature of the universe, there's stars, billions of stars everywhere. So there is not one pocket of darkness that's not being covered. Wow. So you guys are stars. We're all stars. We're going to be pockets of light in the darkness. So there is no darkness nowhere that's not able to touch light. How about that? Okay. The most valuable asset in the world. What is the most valuable asset in the world? Gold. Nope, that's not it. Diamonds. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Diamonds are very, very, very valuable. No, that's not the most valuable asset in the world. The most valuable asset in the world is not a physical object at all. How about that? We live in a world of physical instant gratification. This is the main order of the day. They teach you that the physical rules the day. But the ancient ones had a saying that 90% of reality is the unseen. Woo, that's deep. 90% of reality is unseen. Let's look at that for a minute. Can you see oxygen? No. But if you don't have oxygen, everything in front of you will crumble into nothingness. Everything needs oxygen to live, but you don't see oxygen. Can you see gravity? No. But I think if you jump off that building, you might see gravity when you hit the bottom. Oh, you're going to see gravity. But it's not a physical object. So what I'm saying, can you see your spirit? No. But that spirit, if it ain't there, you wouldn't be living at all. You cannot survive without spirit, period. Without energy, without your energy, your electricity, your life, that which pumps the heart, okay? That which activates the brain. They don't understand what that is. When you die, there's 2.2 pounds that leave your body. And this is before your waste, before your last excrement. 2.2 pounds leave your body. They don't even know what that is. Wow. So again, 90% of reality is unseen. So if we see gold, we see money, and all the kids is chasing that which they see, they not understanding that that's only 90%, that's only 10% of reality. You're chasing 10% of reality. You're not even understanding that it is the thought, it is the mindset, it is your dream, it is your ambition, it is your desires that pulls the money. Wow. The money is just the lowest level, or the material things, the cars, this is the lowest level of existence. So when you have the people putting all their efforts and beliefs in 10% of reality, they're missing 90% of reality. The most valuable asset in the world is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It's the most precious thing that you can have is knowledge. Period. It's knowledge. It's wisdom. One of the most richest men in the world, I'm reading a book right now, and it's saying that if Solomon was still living right now, he would still be the richest man in the world. I'm reading a book right now that's evaluating his wealth. And they said if he was living right now, he'd still be the richest man in the world. But what did Solomon ask for? You can go to the Quran, you can go to the Bible, you can go to the Torah, you can go to any one of these religions, Judaism, Islam, Christianity, and Solomon is the wisest man in all these three religions. Now we're talking 75% of the world is in one of them religions. Solomon. And what did he pray for? Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Why did I make that point? Because that's our primary product. Our product is knowledge. Our product is wisdom. Knowledge of money. Okay? That's our product. Money. Skill sets. We're going to teach you guys all the different ways this money is being made in cryptocurrency. And oh boy, it's a lot of them. There's millionaires being made every day in this industry. And people think it's just because Bitcoin went up to 20,000. It made a bunch of millionaires. No, it did. But there's so many other ways people making money in this industry and nobody's talking about it. And they for sure not coming to the Black community and teach our people nothing. I don't see Bill Gates. I don't see Mike Zuckerberg. I don't see none of these people coming to our neighborhood and teaching nobody nothing about no cryptocurrency. In fact, Facebook and Google, they banned cryptocurrency for a whole year. And then they turned around and said, oh, we want our own cryptocurrency. But they still not teaching you. Facebook don't have no classes on cryptocurrency, and they can easily do that. They can easily do that because they got access to 2 billion people in the world right now. 2 billion people on one website. But they're not teaching you guys nothing about no crypto. But they talking about going to a crypto. Oh, we'll teach you once we come out with ours. And then we'll teach you in a centralized manner to be more manipulated, more controlled, more monitored, and not really teach you how to use it to free yourself, to independently become financially independent. See, independence is powerful. To become financially independent is powerful because that means freedom. If you got money, you're free. Think about it. If you don't have no money, you can't even drive your car. There's been times when I was challenged and I didn't even get in my car because I had no money. So hey, there's been times when I couldn't go nowhere. You know, E40, he's one of the master street linguistics, you know, and I was turned on by E40, you know, in my 40s, actually. I didn't know nothing about him. You know, in my 40s, I had a barbershop, and some of my barbers would listen to E40. E40 called money go. He said, I got some go in my pocket. Because think about it. If you don't have no money, where you gonna go? You're not going nowhere. So E40 said, I got some go. You know, do you got some go? Or you ain't got no go? I was like, wow, that's deep. Think about that. Just think about that. No money, where you going? Nowhere. You're not finna do nothing. You sure ain't going out on no date. You gonna go on a date with no money? You don't have no go. You can't go nowhere, right? So that's real right there. Okay, so the ability to store data and retrieve data is amazing for the human brain. People don't realize that the human brain can outperform dozens of computers. There's so much information you can retain. They're saying now that the cells in your body have the ability to retain information. Wow. The cells in your body. If that is true, some of these people that can meditate and stuff like that, they can retrieve data thousands of years old in their DNA. We're going too deep. We're going too deep here. But this is why knowledge and wisdom, this is why they have created sports. Think about it. There's not a black guy in the world created football, baseball, or basketball. These were all created by Europeans to distract people from developing their mind. Woo! But we've mastered these games. But when we had no TV, it was actually better because you had to imagine. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. I mean, you had to use the imagination. So now they got the television. They tell you the vision that they want you to have. And it's now we have less leaders. I remember in the 60s and 70s, we had so many black organizations. I mean, it was a gang of them. If you guys read anything on history, we had hundreds of black organizations. That means we had hundreds of leaders, probably thousands, because each one of these organizations had multiple leaders, multiple people in position. We don't have that no more. We don't have that no more because we're not developing our brains. We're not developing our knowledge. We don't value knowledge anymore. And so the family caption, we put a lot of emphasis on knowledge, on skill set, learning a skill set. What if somebody on our team learns how to trade crypto? I know some people that can trade cryptocurrency, and they're making a shitload of money. Excuse my expression. They're making a bunch of money because it's a skill set. I know how to do appraisals. I don't have my license. I let my license go, but guess what? Right now, I can do an appraisal. I can tell you exactly what your land is worth. I can tell you what your house on that land is worth. I can tell you how much you can sell that house for. That's information, and that's a skill set nobody can ever take from me. So the family caption, we're about developing skill set. We're about you developing a skill set. Okay, you might be a person on this team that learns how to master Facebook, where you know how to put the information. You can take my webinars, put it on Facebook, and put a couple of little banners, and you get good at that, and you're driving thousands of people to your business opportunity. That's a skill set. And it's a very profitable skill set to have. You don't even have to know how to speak no more. You can just take other people's speeches, put together into a funnel, drive traffic to that. When they sign up under your link. That's a skill set. So this is what we're about in the family caption. Choices, decisions. The entire world of global politics is changing, period. Now, I just put something on Facebook today that's going to blow your mind. And there was an article, there was a short speech of, I think the guy's name is Zahid Zakari. He's a newscaster, Zahid Zakari. And I put the piece up on YouTube, on Facebook today, saying that Donald Trump could lose and still win the election. See, you guys don't understand the whole process of this machination and how this quote unquote democracy works. It's so much that can happen. And then also Van Jones, he did a video that Donald Trump lost, but if he follows the process, he still can win. Wow. Because what he can do is if he could just show him that there was some misconfusion, that's all he got to do is prove there was some confusion in the election. And then we're going to go to the House of Representatives. Have y'all looked at the map lately? Have you seen all the red states? It's like 26 red states. There's only 22 blue states. So there's one vote per state. This is that interesting. So even though he can lose the electoral votes, he can lose the popular vote, he still can win. Boy, y'all better understand what's going on with these politics. It's some tricky stuff. The United States political voting system was not created democratic. I had political science classes. When I found out about electoral votes, I was like, why the hell do we vote? Why do we vote if the popular vote doesn't mean anything? They got everybody caught up in this stuff, man. And they're not understanding money. They should know their money before they learn politics, because money rules politics. Wow. Jewish community is about 13% of the population, or like not even that much. I think like 6% of the population is Jewish. 30-something% of the population is black. And that's not counting the mixed breeds that's in there. But we don't have no political power. Why? We don't understand money. We just give our votes away, not realize it's an exchange. Everything in the universe is an exchange. I give you this, you give me that. Why are we just going to give somebody our vote and they don't promise us nothing? They don't give us nothing. We vote because they give us nothing? What kind of sense does that make? Because we don't understand money. We don't understand politics. We don't understand how to utilize our leverage. And this is what we want to teach more. We want to teach our people not just how to get money, but how to leverage their position. Okay? That's what it's about. The Chinese, everybody do it. We don't know how to do that. We're not taught that. Okay, so again, Donald Trump can win. I'm glad this video is recorded so people can hear this. He still can win. Don't get it twisted. He understands that. And I'm going to say this. I'm not on here to promote Donald Trump, but I'm going to say this. I got to respect the man because he know the game. He know the game. Here's a president who told y'all, I'm not giving you my taxes because I got 700 corporations. He know the game. And so when Hillary Clinton said, he hasn't paid his federal taxes, he's a criminal, he hasn't paid his federal taxes. Well, is it because Donald Trump understands that federal taxes, and the taxes is paid to a private entity called the Federal Reserve. It's not really a part of this country. This is a central bank. It's a foreign entity. It's a private bankers. It's not a part of the government. Is it because he understands that? And he told her that. He said, because I'm smart. And they made fun of this man and tried to make him look stupid and mockery of him when he really was telling y'all some truth. He was telling y'all the truth. He understands that. He understands how to maneuver and how to manipulate. And so then when your boy Biden tried to get on him and say, you don't pay taxes. He said, yeah, Joe, I'm using the laws that you passed. And Joe got quiet. He said, I'm manipulating the tax laws that you created for the rich. See that? So understand politics, man. Understand the game of money. It's a game. It's a game that we cannot afford to know. But if you know it, again, when the IRS get your paperwork, they're going to say, he know the game. When they see how you structure, when they see how you set up, they know you know. And then they go to somebody easy target, like Wesley Snipes, see? Or somebody like Ronnie Isley or Ja Rule, somebody they can just go in and rape. Or you know, Tony Braxton, she had tax problems twice because she don't understand money. It's sad, man. You know, I'm not laughing at these people because I wish I could have helped them. I wish I could have helped my people, you know, to get around that kind of stuff. So again, we're going to go ahead and we're going to close on this, man. We're going to close on this. I got some more slides to share. But right now, I think this is a great slide to close on. The entire world of economics have changed. Fiat currencies, all the fiat currencies, all of them. There's thousands of currencies around the world. They're all crashing right now at the same time. Never been a time ever in the world that every currency in the world was crashing at the same time. I'm saying that to say this. It's a huge opportunity we're opening up for disruption. There's a huge opportunity for money to be disrupted. Cryptocurrency was invented, Bitcoin, in 2008, conveniently at the time that the economies were crashing. We're still in the ramifications. We still are suffering from reverberations of the 2008 crash. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. We never recuperated from the 2008 crash. It's getting worse. Okay? And America is the anchor tenant. It's the anchor currency for all the currencies in the world. After Bretton Woods, we teach you guys that in our courses too. After Bretton Woods in 1944, the American dollar became the anchor tenant, meaning all the other currencies are connected to the dollar because we were supposed to have more gold than everybody else. Now, when the American dollar crashes, what's going to happen to all the other currencies? They're going to get sucked right down with this ship, just like if a ship sinks, it depends on how big this ship is. If you got a ship that's say a Voyager, like a ship that's a huge ship that people travel on, okay? When that ship sinks, you have to get in the raft and get far away from it as you can because it creates a vacuum effect and it sucks everything down. So you got to get a certain distance away from that ship. The bigger the ship, the more you have to get away, the further. So we're talking about a currency. We're talking about a huge ship that the whole world is attached to. So when that thing sinks, it's going to bring down a lot of people with it. It's going to bring out a lot of countries with it. So you got to be ready for this. You're going to have to be ready for this. You're going to have to be ready for this because if you're not ready for this, you're going to get sucked down. So we created this platform knowing that a time was coming that our people were going to be the least equipped to understand what's happening. And they're just going to be reacting. You know, when you're reacting, you haven't thought out anything. You're just reacting. And so I want my people to be soldiers of action and not soldiers of reaction. Because a soldier of action, he understands the enemy. He understands his own weaknesses. He understands his own strengths. He understands the enemy's weaknesses. He understands the enemy's strengths, and he strategizes. He plans. And that's what we need to be. We don't need to be reactionary when money crashes and everybody running around like chickens with their head cut off. You don't need to be caught up like that. You need to understand this, prepare for this, strategize, and be ready to move. Like, so when everybody run around going crazy, you're like looking at them like, what you guys going crazy for? Because I'm prepared for this. I have Bitcoin, I have gold, I have things of real value. I'm not dependent on the dollar. I'm not dependent on anything that these governments are giving me. I'm already ready for this. I've been planning for this. So guess what's gonna happen? Oh my God, this gonna be real interesting. This gonna get real interesting right now. Real interesting. Let me share with you guys what's gonna happen. We talk about a great exchange of wealth. Now, if you guys got Bitcoins, we created our platform to pay you in Bitcoins. We have a class right now for I think it's $200. You're gonna learn some things about the history of money. You're gonna learn some things about the history of the Federal Reserve. You're gonna even learn what the first central bank was. They don't teach you this in school. I know. I went to school, I went to college. I've had several economic classes. I traded Japanese yen, Swiss francs, Deutschmarks, and I never knew the stuff that I've learned now about money. How did I learn this stuff? Well, 2008, I was one of the ones that was victimized by this whole economic crash. I had 30 properties at one time, millionaire. I was a millionaire on paper. And when I lost a lot of it, to add insult to injury, I lost my marriage. That went sour because money, economics is one of the #1 causes of divorce. You don't want financial duress and stress on your relationship. You don't want that. You know, and if you don't understand what's happening in the world right now, you're going to become financially extinct, like the dinosaurs. How about trying to explain that to your girlfriend? Hey, baby, I think we're going to be financially extinct. You might not have that girlfriend too long. That don't even sound right. We're going to be financially extinct. No, I mean, not saying that women is all, about money. No, but I tell my daughters all the time, they don't want to be with nobody unproductive, period. A man has to be productive and a woman has to be productive. Some women are more productive than men. I done work with some real hustling sisters. I mean, like real estate gurus. I mean, they were on their stuff. They multi-millionaire women. That's how they think. So I'm saying, it's imperative right now that we learn money. There used to be a time we didn't have to know money because the American dollar was the strongest in the world. It was secure, everybody, But now they got some real tricks up their sleeve. And if you're not understanding money and what's going to happen, you're going to get caught up in the game in one of the worst ways. But if you understand what's happening, 2 years ago, I gave my programmer, Dave Lyons, $10 in Bitcoin. I can pull it up right now and show you guys that wallet. He opened that wallet. He forgot about it. And Dave right now, he wanted me to tell you guys, he is so upset that he can't make these calls because his job changed after the COVID. Dave Lyons used to be at work and on the calls at the same time. Miss Champagne, a bear witness. This guy is brilliant. He would be answering questions and doing stuff while he's working at the same time. He's like, damn, Dave, how's you doing all that? But Dave, I gave him $10 in Bitcoin. And I emailed Dave. Some of you guys get emails from me. I emailed Dave every day. For 8 months, he didn't open up my email. One day he said, let me open up this email. And we've been together ever since. And I've taught him things about crypto that he didn't know. And he's taught me things about crypto because he's a programmer and he looks at it from the functionality side of it. He understands the computer side of it. I understand the value of it. I understand the global ramifications of it. I understand the exchange of wealth because I'm a real estate appraiser. So I look at value. I look at something different than he looks at. And then I come from an entrepreneurial background. Since I've been 13, I've been my own boss, pretty much. I had a job for about 1.5 years, and I learned pretty quickly that working wasn't for me. That I could make more money on my own than I could a job. I learned that pretty early in life. And I've been an entrepreneur since I was 13. Like I said, I had a job at a grocery store. I'm glad I had that job at the grocery store because it taught me people skills. I had to deal with the people. I had to deal with the public. Talk to different old people, Armenian people, Chinese people, black people, white people. I had to deal with so many different people. I encourage everybody who even have objectives to be an entrepreneur their whole life to have a job just for that people skill. It's a skill. It's a skill set to deal with people. You know, different personalities, different, you know, races, temperaments. It's a great skill to have. So that's why I learned my people skills in the grocery store. Okay. And then from there, I got a job at Latham and Watkins, and I was able to meet millionaires. I saw Ted Turner. I was able to, I worked at a law firm that managed J. Paul Getty's estate, Howard Hughes' estate, Latham and Watkins. They still exist. The Lakers, the Clippers, all of them, the Dodgers were managed by these attorneys. It's a corporate law firm downtown LA. And I saw, it just opened up my eyes to like, wow. And I actually saw generational wealth. I would deliver things to these attorneys' homes around Christmas time. I would deliver cases of, you know, Moet and Dom Perignon. I would deliver it to their homes. Even though I had an office there, I was pretty much in charge of stationaries. I ordered all their cards and stationery, and I dealt specifically with all the secretaries there. And there was about 100 secretaries. There's 4 floors, and it's still there in the Paul Hastings building, downtown LA. It's the Twin Towers, and one of those buildings is, I think it's the North Tower, is still Latham and Watkins. No, it's the South Tower, excuse me. So I learned a lot being in that environment and dealing with these wealthy attorneys. Some of these attorneys came from generations of attorneys, and I learned a lot about, you know, how wealthy people move, you know, how their daily lives is. I was very observant, but that was only maybe 2 years of my life I worked the job. And then from there, I shot up. By the time I was 21, I touched my first $1 million. I lost it because what does a young 21 person do? I bought cars, jewelry, I dated women. You know, I had a gang of cars, believe me. Almost every car you name, I've driven. But I didn't have the knowledge. I was young. I was silly. I didn't have no credit. I didn't understand any of that. I didn't even have a house. I had apartments all over the country. You know, I was just stupid. You know, but it was a great experience because I'm going to tell you something. When you first get your first $1 million, you're going to go through the cars. You're going to go through the traveling. You're going to go through clothes, the jewelry. There's stages that you're going to go through. I don't care who you are. I'm glad I went through those stages. Then the second time I had millions, it wasn't cash. I became a real estate appraiser, so I had property. I had credit. I had corporations. The game changed for me. I was a millionaire on paper. But that was more powerful than having the cash. Because I can walk in the bank and sign my name and get 50,000, 100,000, 150,000. So that was, to me, it was more powerful, but I was in my 30s at that time, and I had family, I was married, you know, and so it was a little different. So I've had money cash, and I've had money in the corporate way. So I've learned how money is not the key. It's the knowledge, and it's the wealth. It's understanding wealth. It's not about money. It's about understanding wealth. Okay. So I see King. What we're gonna do is at the end of this call, whoever brought you guys to this call, I want to make sure they send you their link, and then once you guys sign up, you'll have your own link. And we have an amazing platform. I talked about the $200 that you sign up for a course. That's the first course. We have a free course called the Phoenix. In the Phoenix course, it's a lot of value we gave up for free. We teach you guys all the money being made in the cryptocurrency industry for free. There's a test after that. You got to score 90 percentile because we want to make sure people are paying attention. If you retain 90% of that, you got it. If you don't, you got 3 times to take that test. If you don't make it on 3 times, we will reset it for you. But now you know, oh, they're not playing. They ain't really serious. No, we serious about you learning this. We serious about you understanding this. And we don't want you to be, you know, I remember one time at Beverly Hills High, my daughters went to Beverly Hills High. And I remember one time they put them in a class because they were black kids and they didn't score well on a certain math test. They put them in this class. I said, that's too easy for them. They can do that. I say, well, they didn't do good on this test. And these tests, the way they structure them and word them, sometimes they're a little biased based on how we think. Okay, we think more right hemisphere, and other ethnicities might be more left hemisphere thinkers. So the way they word it doesn't mean they don't know how to do math. It's just they tricked them up on the wording. So I told the counselor, I was like, look, this is too easy for them. Oh, no, I said, look, I would rather you put them in a higher course, and if they don't get it, we can put them back. I don't want to wait half the season, and then you realize they should be forward, and then now they got to try to catch up with the class. So I'm a parent that's engaged. I know my children. And you guys can always say you want parents that's involved. I'm involved. This is too easy for them. So I'm watching my daughters watch TV and doing their homework and they scoring A's. I got a problem with that. I got a problem with them watching Love and Hip Hop and scoring and getting an A on the math. I got a problem with that because they're not being challenged. So then after the first quarter, the counselor calls me to the office and say, "Oh, Mr. Brent, you know what? We're gonna bump them up to the." I said, "Man, I told you in the beginning of the year. I knew that." So again, I want to make sure you guys ain't watching TV and scoring A. I want you to pay attention because there's some valuable nuggets in there that you're gonna learn. All the money being made in this industry, billionaires being made at 22, 25, 28. It's the only industry creating millionaires that young. And you know why? Because this age group is like this. And that's why I stand behind crypto more than I do gold. I like gold as a store of value. Any economist will tell you gold is a store of value. But these youngsters not looking for no gold. All these kids are not going to be, they don't know where to start. They don't even know where to start looking for gold. That's the older generation, 50 and above, 40 and above. They understand gold. Right now, if you guys try to order some gold, it'll take you 2 months to even get your order because everybody's trying to get gold because they know these currencies are crashing. All the economists, all the people that understand money, trying to get gold. But guess what? Bitcoin outperformed gold in the last 10 years. Damn, why they not talking about that? Why they not talking about that? But all the investors are buying Bitcoins. That's why you see Bitcoin almost 20,000 right now at the time I'm doing this call. It's almost 20,000. It took gold 5,000 years to get to $1,700 an ounce. It's $1,700 an ounce right now. 5,000 years. People have been using gold as the medium of exchange, as the store of value that they back the money behind, the thing that has real value, okay? Bitcoin only been out 11 years. It started in 2008, 12 years. It's almost 20,000 a coin. It has outperformed gold. Let's not get it twisted. Why has it outperformed gold? Because I went down those disruptions for you guys, and I showed you the internet started in 1992, 93. I didn't go through the year. But when the internet started, something interesting happened. A new asset was created. I'm going to ask Mr. Jarrell. I don't know. I'm not going to ask nobody. Who can tell me what the new asset, the value asset that was created when the internet started? Can anybody tell me what that value asset was?
The share of information?
Yes, sir. Information, data became valuable. We didn't think about this. We got on the internet, we started surfing and browsing, and we leaving breadcrumbs all over the place of everything we browsing, and somebody collecting that data and they selling it. And now all these advertisers, they know what kind of toilet paper you buy. Then the grocery stores got here. They said, okay, we're gonna give you these little slips, these little things, and it's like a discount. And when you go in the grocery store, you might have a $100 bill, and if you swipe that little thing with the barcode on it, then it goes down to $80 or something. And they give you a discount. Well, guess what? They're not really giving you no discount. They're selling your information of all the stuff you bought. So now all these marketers and advertisers and manufacturers, they start bombarding you with email. That's what's coming from. You don't even realize what it's data. Data has become very valuable. And this is and so some of the old guys, I look at Peter Schiff, I look at Mike Maloney, I look at Jim Rickards. I have several economists that I watch, and they don't get it. They don't get it because they're still looking at gold. But like I said, since the internet started, data has become very valuable. And that's one of the reasons why America is one of the top countries in the world, because they have spying gear, they have surveillance, they have satellites, they got all the data and information on everybody. They know where Saddam Hussein is at. They knew that Osama bin Laden was in the caves in Pakistan. They see all this stuff. They have data. Data is what makes them powerful, not gold. They don't have no gold no more in America. It's data. It's CIA, it's agents that's going out getting information. The information is valuable, okay? So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is transactions. Thousands of transactions just bundled up into a block. Wow, that's where the word blockchain comes from. And these transactions are encrypted. So you got privacy. You don't even know who these transactions are, but it's billions of transactions bundled up into a block, and then another block connect to another block, and another block. It's data. Data creating value? How? Ask Google that question. Ask Google that question. How did data become valuable? Because Google is $1 trillion company, and they got its value for what? Data. Information. So by us being in the Bitcoin industry, the cryptocurrency industry, it's really knowledge, it's information, it's data, it's, you know, that is become very valuable, okay? Now, again, we're gonna go ahead and close this out, but when you guys sign up with us with a $200 course, we put you into a software that we created 3 years ago. There's a software that we created 3 years ago. We had it built, not me, but programmers all over the world working with Dave Lyons, one of our finest. You guys get to meet him. Brilliant black man, brilliant. I tell him that all the time, brilliant black man. And he stayed up all night for months and months, almost like 6 months, developing this software. And this software, it kind of works like a cycler, and we put Bitcoin in and Bitcoin come out. And so we have 3 different tiers of it. So what we've done, we tested it 72,000 times. I made a mistake on the last video, I said 72 times. 72,000 times we tested the software with what they call test Bitcoins. They have test Bitcoins that work in softwares and applications just like Bitcoin does, so you can test it before you start putting money in it. So we tested it with test Bitcoin 72,000 times to make sure the mathematics was right. Then we got the family cap machine involved. We got about 30, 40 members to go ahead and use real Bitcoins. We paid out 21 Bitcoins in 1 month. Yes, do the math. 21 Bitcoins in 1 month we paid out to our team. Me personally, I made about 40,000. About 4 or 5 other people made 30, 40,000. We made money, real money in Bitcoins. I remember I paid one of my mortgages. It was like $3,700. Of course, Los Angeles is pretty expensive. I was in a big house out in Riverside, and the mortgage was like $3,700. I think it was $3,400, and it was 5 bedroom. It was huge. But I paid it with Bitcoins. I went with my BitPay card, and I got the BitPay lets you get about $3,500 out a day, and I went and paid my mortgage one time with the cycler money, with the money we had on a decentralized bonus. So now what we've done, we've used it. We're using it differently. We're using it as a cycler. People just want to get in the cycler and make money. And we're also attaching the classes to it. So what does that mean? That means that when somebody buy a class, they automatically going to be placed in a 0.10 cycler. So what's going to happen is when 12 to 14 students fall under you, you're about to get $1,000, and you didn't do nothing. How cool is that? So what's going to happen when we have about 15, 20 students that then made 3 times the amount of money that they spent on their courses? They're going to be like, damn, I'm getting paid and learning? Now what we've done, the way we've done it, is it's basically us sharing the revenue with you guys through this software of the courses that we're selling. We're selling these courses, but we're sharing the revenue with those that's helping us create the value. Wow. It's not rocket science. It's common sense. But no school does that. Schools don't share their tuition with the students, and they could do that, but it's corporate greed. You get all this, you spend 40. It doesn't make sense that you spend $200,000 on courses to go to school. That don't make sense. And then you come home and can't even get a job. That just don't make no sense. So the systems are upside down. So it's time for disruption. It's time for this stuff to be disrupted. How about you get paid to go to school? That's a whole different scenario. And you learn some things that you're not being taught in school. This is why we doing this why family caption every Monday. Why family caption? It's a lot of reasons why. I just saw a guy do some PayPal. It's an article on PayPal. And thank you, Miss Roxanne, for sending me that video that you sent me. There's a guy on PayPal. He was, when Bitcoin was going up, going down, going up, going down on this last month, he was trading and selling and buying Bitcoin, but he was using his PayPal account and his Coinbase account. Why? They froze his account for 180 days. Why was he using it? Because he didn't take family capturing courses. He didn't know no better. So in our courses, we teach you guys how to maneuver with this stuff and not get caught up like that. How to stay anonymous. I think tomorrow I'm going to go to the Bitcoin ATM. I saw one at the sports bar here in Santo Domingo. I was dating a girl last year, and she told me, they don't have no Bitcoin out here. My people don't know nothing about no Bitcoin. I said, I don't think you're right on that. So I went to localbitcoin.com to see if I can buy some Bitcoin. And there was a bunch of people at Popular Bank, Bank Reservoir, Scotia Bank, all these banks out here. There were people selling Bitcoins. She didn't know nothing about it. But you got to be in this world to understand it. You have to be in this world to know how to locate the people in this world. See? So I went right on the internet, localbitcoin.com, local.bitcoin.com, Roger Vere's company. And I saw several individuals selling Bitcoin. All I had to do was put a deposit in their bank account. Those websites are equipped with internal escrow, so they can't beat you. As soon as you make an agreement with them, that company locks that agreement in. It grabs that Bitcoin out of their account. They have to have Bitcoin in their accounts to be on those websites. They grab that Bitcoin out of their account and hold it for you to make the deposit. So once you make the deposit, that person is not even in possession of that Bitcoin no more. It's the third-party company, the escrow company, and they release it straight to you. There's no way you can be beat. I've done several transactions on localbitcoin.com, but I saw a lot of Dominicans selling Bitcoins. Then I was looking for a place to rent. I was looking at penthouses out here, how much they cost. And there's one guy that had a penthouse out here. He said, oh, and I do take Bitcoins. I was like, whoa. See, so people know about Bitcoin. Don't get it twisted. And then I went to, like I said, I went to a couple of sports bars, and I'm in there with my buddy. I had a beer, and I'm chilling. You know, we had some food. I said, damn, man, they got a Bitcoin machine over there. People don't even see this stuff. You have to be in this world to notice that. It doesn't even look like an ATM, but it's a Bitcoin ATM. But I was able to see it and identify with it because I'm in this world. I'm in the Bitcoin world. So you can't recognize something that you don't know. You can only see what you know. You can't see something you don't know about. It just doesn't work that way. You'll see things all the time that you don't know what you're looking at if you don't have knowledge of that specific industry. So again, this industry is everywhere. It's wide open. And so again, like I said, we do have a decentralized bonus. That bonus is connected to our software. And there is another level. Let's say you guys get a bigger class, like the $1,500 class. With that course, you're going to know everything it is about cryptocurrency. You're going to learn about Ethereum, smart contract. You're going to learn everything it is about the Federal Reserve, about money versus currency, the history of money. You're going to learn so much stuff on that level, decentralization versus centralization. You're going to get all that information that you can capitalize off. And then we're going to put you in the bigger bonus when 14 students or probably about 14 students fall under you. You don't have to put them in there. They just fall under you by force matrix by coming through our courses. Right now, that's paying out 40. What was it, Jarrell? We looked at it today, 40, almost $5,000, huh? In Bitcoins. Damn.
That's correct.
Yeah, it was like $4,900 right now because Bitcoin went up. It's 0.255 Bitcoin. We pay in Bitcoins, not money. Remember, the money has no value. It's losing value. We pay you in Bitcoin because that is gaining value. So it's a percentage of Bitcoin that you getting. When you go in, you paying for our courses in Bitcoin. Right now, we take Bitcoin for the courses. I'll show you how to get Bitcoin. You paying Bitcoin for our courses, okay? There's a few people right now we just started with. We might let a few people come in and with cash, just a few. But once we get to about 100 students, there's no more cash here, no more. There's no more cash. We're just doing Bitcoin because by that time, you guys will start making money. And when you start making money, we don't want to pay you in cash because we don't want you to have to go through taxes. If I'm paying you in Bitcoin, you don't have to pay no taxes. I don't have to report that. No 1099. I'm not saying, now, when you go take that into cash, you're responsible for your taxes, not family cash. You're responsible. But let's say you don't want to cash it out. Let's say you make $100,000 with us in Bitcoin and you don't want to cash it all out because you know it's going to keep growing and growing and growing. You might only want to take $20,000 out. So you only got to pay on the $20,000 in taxes. I can't come on this station and say you don't have to pay taxes. You don't have to pay taxes on Bitcoin. You have to pay taxes on their product, which is the currency. That's how it's structured. If you got gold right now, you don't have to pay tax on gold. But when you cash that out, then you got to pay taxes. They don't tell you this stuff. They don't teach you this. They got people thinking, oh, I made a bunch of money in Bitcoins. I got to pay my taxes. Then they call the IRS and say, look, I've made over $100,000 in Bitcoin, capital gains in Bitcoins. And they're going to take your tax. They're going to say, okay, well, you need to pay us 49% taxes. They're not going to tell you that it has to be liquidated into cash. Why would they tell you that? If you're dumb enough to call them and say, I made 100,000, then you're telling them I need to pay my taxes on that. But if you haven't brought it into the cash world yet, you don't have to pay taxes on that yet. That's in the law, but they're not teaching you that. I'm going to make sure you guys understand you only have to pay taxes on that which you liquidate. You don't have to pay taxes if you got 100,000 in Bitcoins because you haven't liquidated it yet. See how easy that is? But they're not going to tell you this. They're going to, oh, sure, yeah, pay us. You dummy. They're not going to tell you that. They think you're a good citizen. See? And I've even seen the IRS lead people to believe if they made a bunch of money in Bitcoins, they got to pay their taxes. That's true. If you made a bunch of money in Bitcoins, you do have to pay your taxes when you liquidate it. If you never liquidate it, you don't have to pay the taxes on it. It's an asset. It's an asset. So these are the kind of things we want to make sure our people understand. It's a lot of money in this industry, man. Back to that $10 that I gave Dave in 2017. Today, he opened up that wallet in 2019, July, which was exactly 2 years and 1 month after I gave him the $10. It was 0.000 in Bitcoin. It was just Bitcoin. But I remember it was $10. It only cost me $10 at the time. But it still was 0.0 whatever in Bitcoin. That today is worth $180. When he opened that wallet last year, it was worth $160. That's crazy. So if we're paying you guys in Bitcoins, if you're getting 5,000, 10,000 in Bitcoins, 2,000, 1,000 in Bitcoins, that can very well surmount to a bunch of money in the next couple of years. And you can liquidate it as you choose to. The key right now for Family Cash Exchange members is accumulate Bitcoin, accumulate Bitcoin, accumulate Bitcoin, accumulate Bitcoin. That's what we're doing. We are a affiliate marketing. We have our own compensation. We got a wonderful compensation. On top of that, decentralized bonus. The company that used the compensation that we have, that we've adopted, was the biggest network marketing company for 3 years. They had a guy making, I don't even want to say what he was making. It's insulting if I tell you. But they had over 50,000 people in that company that was making $2 million a year. They had 3 million people in this company. I was in this company. We're using the same compensation that they had. And we have the decentralized bonus added to it. They didn't even have that. What I'm telling you about the passive income part. They didn't have that. And they still had 50,000 people with the compensation that we have making $38,000 a week. Yes. So the reason I'm giving you this example, we can do it too. And they wasn't even really teaching the real decentralized knowledge that we giving you guys. They was teaching centralized knowledge. They wasn't really teaching about Bitcoin. They were a quote unquote Bitcoin network marketing company, but they wasn't even teaching you guys the real knowledge. I was in that company. That's how I know. It was a fake company, but they had a real compensation. They had real classes they were selling that cost you $700, $1,500, $3,500, $500, $1,000, $7,000. They had real classes they were teaching about stocks and derivatives and all that stuff, but they wasn't teaching the real cryptocurrency information. We're going to teach you guys about options and all that stuff too, but we're going to teach you the real cryptocurrency information, the disruptive information, the information that's going to get you the greatest exchange of wealth. We're teaching you guys that real stuff. So we can do the same thing they did. We can have thousands of people making 38, 40,000 a week too. But again, like I said, they didn't have the passive income that I have. They didn't have that. We're giving you guys the passive income to be able to just buy courses with no monthly fee. You don't even have a monthly fee here. Most companies got a monthly fee. Now let's say some people are not gonna want to do network marketing. It's cool, I'm not tripping. Some people don't want to do no networking because they have such bad experience with it. And we have a thing in the family caption where we say we don't recruit. There's no recruiting here. We don't recruit nobody. I didn't recruit none of you guys. We don't recruit nobody. We enlighten people. We inspire people. We motivate people. That's what we do. We give people valuable information and they like, oh my God, that sounds like they're onto something. That's what we do. Because when you put the word recruit in your mind, remember, I'm gonna say this every webinar, recruit, or I gotta get somebody. See, it puts a mental block. It does damage to you. We don't do that. We don't use those words because I've learned how to put information out. And like I said, when you guys take that course, the Phoenix, we're gonna teach you so much stuff. There's several courses there. There's all the money being made in cryptocurrency. Then you're gonna learn all the industries that's gonna be disrupted. Not all of them, but you'll find out several industries that's gonna be disrupted. Then you're gonna find out how to buy Bitcoin, how to sell Bitcoin, how to buy Bitcoin with your credit card, how to set up an ERC20 token wallet, how to buy Bitcoin from different platforms. All that we give you for free. Average people don't know that. So we're going to teach you a lot of valuable things for free. And then that's going to make a person say, you know what? I learned all this for free. Let me pay for a class. See that? People want to pay for a class when you give them a lot of value for free. We did that on purpose. And then they're going to get the free ebook. So we have a lot of value here that we're giving people for free. So once you buy a course, you're a Family Caption member for life. There's no monthly fee here. Once you buy a course, you might buy a course from us, read that course, learn, and just fade away into the good night darkness. And then all of a sudden you get a text 2 months later. Hey, you got $1,000 of Bitcoin waiting for you. You get a text when you sign up with this company. We get your phone number, we get, your email. You don't have to give us your phone number, but the email will send you an email. The software will send you an email and say, hey, where do you want this sent? And you got to send us a wallet address, and that Bitcoin going straight to your wallet within seconds. And you're gonna be so happy you got this $1,000 or $5,000. Just depends on what level of class you come in at. But $1,000 right now is something I could use. You can use. I don't know too many people turning down $1,000. That's with the lower course, the $350 and the $250 course, the $200 course, the $350 course. You're gonna probably make $1,000 when your turn comes to bonus out. And that's passive. That's without you doing nothing. What's gonna happen is that bonus can happen 3, 4, 5 times. There's no limit on that. It's not like you get paid once and you're done. No, you're in that bonus for life. So if there's 100 students, you might have got bonused out 5 or 6 times. If there's 1,000 students, you might have got bonused out 100 different times, and you didn't do nothing. You didn't do anything. That's what it is, because we're sharing the revenue with you. We're sharing the revenue with you. I got to call you back, Ja. That's one of the Family Caption members there, too. So we're sharing the revenue with you that the school is making. You can bonus out several times. I'm going to show you guys Wednesday a bonus that I got 6 times. I'm going to show you 5 positions. Different people that bonused several times. So it's not just one time you're going to bonus. So what's going to happen, somebody going to spend $200 on a course, and let's say they bonus twice. within 2 months. So they made $2,000 and they didn't do nothing. I think at that point they're gonna be scratching their head going, damn, what will happen if I actually put effort into this? What is in store for me if I actually get active in this thing? That's the kind of effect we're trying to create. Because now, okay, y'all really want to know? Check this out. I'm gonna have free courses just for serious Family Cash Machine members. And I'm gonna teach you guys some online marketing skills. On Fridays, we're gonna go through some skills on how you can grab people online for free. We're gonna go through some skills. And there's some paid things you can do with a little bit of money, a couple $100. You can start building a list of people that's following you, that actually want you to send them information every day, that actually signed up for your newsletter. These are not you, it's not you harassing your family or your mother or your brother or your cousin. This is people who are actually want your information, okay? People that actually want you to inform them more, give them more data about this. I'm gonna show you guys how to do that because I want my team to be successful. I want us to grow. At a certain point, I'm charging for that. It's gonna be a school just teaching people online marketing. But in the beginning, Family Cash Machine members will have access to this for free. So we can get this thing going. We can get the numbers up. We can get you guys paid. We can get more people in this company. We can start really building. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna go ahead and close out the call. I know I went a little long tonight. I appreciate you guys' patience. We're gonna keep this thing going. We're gonna stay consistent because if Hojin Bugs can make $1 million a month with some damn coffee, I know what we can do with this knowledge. It's no question what we can do. We just got to believe in ourselves and we got to stay consistent and we got to keep inviting friends to this information. And eventually we got to create more people on this call that can do their own presentations and start creating their own group. The knowledge is the knowledge. I don't have sole, privilege to the knowledge. Anybody can take this and run with it. Anybody can take this and run with it. I beg you to run with it. I'll give you whatever you want. I'll come on your calls. I'll be a visitor on your calls. I'll, work with you, tutor you, get you to become a very powerful speaker yourself. I'll work with you in any way I have to. Believe me, I enjoy this. This is my life. This is my passion because I want all of us to shine. It's not about no one person. That's not what we're about. We're about a group. We're about a team. We're about each one, teach one, help one. They forget that part. I hear each one, teach one, but what about help one? Each one, teach one, help one. That's what we're about. Uplifting each other. It's not about jealousy in here. It's not about, I pray that a youngster come in here that can speak better than me. They can outshine me. I applaud that. I'll give him everything he needs. I'll tutor him man, you wouldn't believe. Because it's not about that. Because God gives each one of us different talents. Some people can reach people I can't reach. Period. And that's nothing to hate on. I applaud that. I want you to be your best. I want you to uncover your skills and your talents. I applaud that. I will assist you in any way I can because it's about getting our people, those that don't know this industry, those that don't know about this knowledge. That's what this is about. And whatever it means, we got to go through to get that. I'm with it, period. Because it's all about us growing together. And there's people on this call, you people on this call, you're going to be millionaires within the next year. I guarantee you, we can touch some serious money. It can be done because you guys are at the top of the food chain right now. So all the people coming in got to see you. They got to see you somewhere because this is a forced matrix. They're going to all have to come see you because this is a binary. You got one person on the left, one person on the right. Then under there, one person on the left, one person. So it's a forced matrix. They got to come see you. There's no way they're going to miss you. And I'm just dying for the day for you guys to see the power of our compensation. It's very powerful, believe me. Like I said, the company that used this compensation had 50,000 people making $2 million a year. Because they probably got in the beginning. Like you guys getting in the beginning. But we got to all collectively build this thing out. Build it out. And as you guys build it, help me build it, you're going to start seeing, okay, the company grow. because our platform is going to get even more massive. We're going to add more classes. Like right now, the $200 course, you got all of those free courses you're going to get for the Phoenix, but then you got about 4 courses that you get with the $200 course. But you get yourself in a position to make some real money. Now, I'm going to be adding more courses to that down the line. That course, and all the courses, there's going to be driplets and leaflets dropping in those courses as things change in this industry constantly. We're going to be adding all the time, adding with no cost. So let's say you got a course that got 15 classes. That course in the next 4 months could easily have 25 classes. So you'll be getting bonus classes constantly because things change all the time. And there's more things that happen in this industry that are relevant that need to be added. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'll see you guys Wednesday, and get with whoever got you on this call. Get with that person, and we're going to get you going. And like I said, Wednesday, we're going to do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for now. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays, it's all about why Family Cash Machine. We're going to show you guys, like we did today, all the reasons why you want to be a part of this group. Then Wednesday, we're going to go just to the money. We're going to just show you all the different, we got about 10 different bonuses, 10 different ways to make money in this company. It's crazy. Then from there, on Fridays, we'll go through marketing, mindset training of marketing, okay? Mindset training of marketing. First, we have to train our mind to understand how marketing is effective, the way marketing is effective in this day and age. It's not about going up to people directly. Now, there are some people that do develop gift of gab, and they do know how to go talk to people. And I'm not going to discourage that. I'm going to train you if you want to do that too. But just remember, the average person, there's a lot of people just going to say no. That's the part of marketing. When you're marketing something, there's going to be a huge no. But I'm going to tell you something that I learned. Every time I got a no, I got a little more skillful. I learned something. Every time I got a no, I got a little more knowledgeable as to what's making them say no. And I got a little more knowledgeable as to giving them more reasons to say yes. The more no's I got, the more reasons I have gotten to answer that no, to give them reasons to say yes. Wow. I give them more reasons to say yes than to say no. But there's some people you have to be able to examine their mindset. When you come up on them and you talk to them, you can tell those that are enlightened versus those that are not enlightened. I try to find people with like minds like myself. People who know something wrong right now, but they just can't figure it out. People who already, they got 1 eye open. They already got 1 eye open, They're the people I look for. I'm not wasting my time with nobody wasting my damn time. See, that's what you got to learn. You got to learn how to identify them people that waste your damn time because they will frustrate you. So you want to be able to enlighten people and inform people and give them value of something they didn't know. And those that are seeking knowledge will come to you. And that's how you alleviate a lot of resistance. You have to be able to identify who's who. But you can't, I'm going to tell you something else that before we get off this call. My cousin, I was going to approach him. I was going to approach him a year ago. But I just, for some reason, assumed that he wasn't with cryptocurrency and he just wasn't of that mindset because he works a job, whatever. So I finally got around to talking to him a year later, and he's already into crypto. Now, see that? You can't really isolate who's who neither. You don't know who is who sometimes. Sometimes you might think a person is not about it, but they might be looking for that. So sometimes if you don't really know, you might have to put it out there. But if you can identify a person as a person who, you kind of tell the people that's closed-minded. You can tell the people that's totally closed-minded. And I don't know if I would approach a person that's totally closed-minded like that because you could be wasting your time. So again, I'll see you guys Wednesday, and same time, same channel. I think we're gonna keep this channel consistent, this same channel. That way we don't have to send out a different meeting. the same channel that you guys have, we're going to basically send out that same code, the same code every meeting. Okay, and that way we can get some consistency going here. So with that, you guys, I hope you guys had a great time, and I hope you guys again get with the person that bought you, and we'll go ahead and continue to build this team, amazing team, and start creating the kind of income that we need to create in Bitcoins, and eventually we'll start the Ethereum matrix as well. So you guys will be accumulating Ethereum and Bitcoins in the family cash sheet. Wow. And I think Ethereum is actually going to outperform Bitcoin in the next 5 years. Not in that it will go higher than 20,000, but right now Ethereum is at about 400 or 500. I think it's going to easily get to about 5 to 10 grand within the next 5 years, which percentage-wise, you're going to make more money with Ethereum, I think, than Bitcoin in the next 5 years. So we definitely want to get some of them too. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. You guys have a great evening, and
Thank you.
for coming to the call. Thanks, you guys. And
thank you, brother.
great night.
You too.
Peace and love.
Peace. And King, I'm gonna put you on the email list so you'll get the meeting list. Okay, but I think you came in through Brother Dorton, right? Okay, make sure you get with Dorton, and I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna talk to you, Dorton, after the call, so I can make sure you got your link to send him. Okay. Okay, you guys have a great evening.
Good night.